I'm not even I used the joke.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you remember that? Yeah, of course.
In the book it says only repairs, right? It didn't say emergency repairs.
Emergency.
It says?
Yeah.
En el 2,
Ooh,
el 2.8, ahí estaba.
you're rocking it.
Arriba.
Hey, good eyes. And what does it tell you then? What do you do? What is the rule there?
With replacement and repairs, more than most performance. Performance and in an emergency situation, to the permit application should be submitted with the next working business day to the building officer.
There it is. Underline that. Within what next business day. If you're doing it, you guys are all doing emergency repairs now before you have your license. If the building inspector walks up and he says to you, "Hey, you didn't pull a permit. You're changing out that door, or you're replacing that window. What happened?"
Emergency repair.
It's an emergency repair. I'll see you tomorrow, next working day.
We're doing it on Saturday.
And on top of it all, if you are doing a replacement window or door, you want to break it.
Oh, yeah.
Break it first, say, and then you have to have a story. I know, I use the husband, the drunk husband. Then you have a story. Yeah, the woman called me to replace the door because the husband came home drunk last night. He kicked in the door. She wouldn't let him in. So it's an emergency. That's why I'm here. Sancho. Ah.
The husband kicked out Sancho last night.
Oh yeah, it could have been Sancho that went through the door. Oh.
Sancho replace. He who's repair the windows? Sancho.
We gotta laughing is the best. So what's the next one after emergency? No, they'll never forget emergency repairs, right?
I never forget it because of that story.
Right, so the next one would be repairs defined in scope.
Repairs defined in scope?
Yep,
What page is that in?
so wait, it's the next item.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they really, I understand. But the thing is, they make me laugh because they never define repairs.
I did it once. The city hall don't want to sign the permit.
They didn't want to sign it?
No, so they didn't want to sign it.
Okay.
So the guy whatever who signed for me to get the permit,
Yeah.
he just submitted the emergency.
Oh, nice. Nice.
They don't want to do it, so I'm just gonna try it again to do it for emergency.
Of course.
Huh.
You know?
If we get it.
Well, they have to give you for emergency. You got to keep the
Good.
safe, man. So.
Oh yeah, for sometimes if it's a safety or the building's falling, you gotta, the car drove into the, that never happens, right? People never drive their cars in the building.
No.
All the time.
Yeah, it happens.
And you gotta-
Older people happen, man. Like they drive through stuff, So.
yeah.
Younger people too.
Yeah,
to
young
my
people,
building.
drunk people.
Happened to my building twice. The same lady, 85 years old. She drove inside the building
Twice.
twice.
That's what he said. Twice. It's craziness, huh?
Crazy, man.
So I was out last night, and this guy just rams into another car. He comes out, he holds his head, and he just drives off.
Huh.
All right, so let me show you what my guy's gonna do next. Wait.
Rams into a car, pulls out and just peels off.
¿Encontraron eso ustedes? Repairs defined scope?
Yeah, did you find it?
No.
I was wondering what he said.
Yeah.
You sure it says repairs?
105.2.2.
That's what I have. You have written
It's
that?
only repairs.
Did you do this? You did it with me?
Or repairs.
I thought so, but okay.
It's just explaining what is, what kind of repairs requires a permit or not. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're telling them where, yeah.
What kind of repairs requires a permit or not? Like what would be a handyman work or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at that for a minute. You're right. This is the one I use this in the CE class too, because what is it telling you? What is required? When do you have? It's really telling you when you have to pull a permit. You want to know because you got repair work. Remember, if you looked at work exempt for permit, Wallpapering and painting is exempt from permit. Carpeting is exempt from permit. Tiling, exempt from permit. But, so let's see, what does this say exactly?
Applications or notice to the building official is not required for ordinary repairs to structures. A permit is required for work including but not limited to substantial cutting away any wall, partition, or portion left
You want to highlight these in the book too. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to open up the book. Remember, I sent you the copy of this book, so you can just do like I did from the book and highlight things, right? You don't. This is the same book you're looking at, and the one I sent you does have, at least it has some table of contents, but the pages are off. We're not doing that right now. We're just doing the first. We're doing the first chapter and breaking it down into little sections because, again, you have no. Huh? Go ahead.
Can you do this like in the book? I just put the tab there and I
You
just
can
put
put it. Oh, that's perfect. Put a tab too.
emergency repair.
That's right. I usually tab them out. You're right.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's way ahead. He's got it. Make it easier. You got two things. So here's application for permit. I think I'm already a little bit ahead. Am I a little bit ahead? What I'm looking for is, there it is. There's the same thing you're looking at. I'm just going to explain this section. It doesn't. I don't think anything comes up from it from the exam. It could be though. Actually, it could be so. What you got going on here? Oops. If I'm cutting down a little closet wall, do I have to pull a permit? Nope. This section actually says you got to pull a permit for just about everything. Because see, it says the substantial cutting away of any wall or partition. Partition's a little wall for a closet, or even a. This is if it doesn't have load bearing, that's a partition. That's a partition. It's just a dividing wall. No weight can be on it. Non-load bearing. We always used to know that you got to pull a permit when you're doing a load bearing wall, but this is telling you any wall or partition or portion. And this is what I'm going to show you. This is why the inspectors. What is substantial cutting away? Nobody knows. Could be 2 feet, could be 3 feet. They should say 4 square feet, 5 square feet. They don't tell you. So every inspector could say, you pulled down 2 feet of the partition wall, you had to pull a permit. This is why you get different things in different towns, different determinations. That's the field.
Yeah, that's why sometimes it's much better to take a picture of it and then go to the city hall and, and ask the inspector if you would need a permit or not. Because some inspectors, they are assholes.
Well, some towns are just saying now on their website, they're taking away these rules and they're saying you got to pull a permit for anything. But we're studying for the exam, so it's true that we'll talk about the field a little bit because you all have experience. The field is separate. What's on the exam is another thing. So here you would go here for the load bearing support. So where's the next section we're looking at?
Construction documents.
Oh, okay. The answer from the exam comes right out of there. How many construction documents means blueprints do you have to give?
At least 2.
210.
I think so.
210 is it?
Yep.
So let's find it and highlight it.
107.1.
What page is it?
210.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard. And in there, it would tell you how many. I heard somebody already say the answer. I know. Two or more? There you go. So that's what you have to, that would be the answer for the exam. 2 or more sets of construction documents. See, a lot of times the towns say, give me 3. We want 3. That's different. That's the field. We got to know the answer for the exam, and now we have it. Okay, what's the next one?
Inspections. No, sorry. Site plan, plot plan.
Oh, yeah.
211.
We'll get to that one later, but there's a question on the exam that says, what's the difference between a site plan and a plot plan on the exam? We'll do, like I said, we could do that a little later. So what? But that's what the answer's in there. Actually, we could do it now. What is the difference between a site plan and a plot plan? Did you ever get that on the exam?
No, there was no difference. They're interchangeable. That's the thing about it. Sometimes they call it a plot plan, sometimes they call it a site.
No, there is a difference, because one is, if you look at the 2 of them, all right, so let's go to that page. What page again?
210. No, 211.
211.
It's interchangeable.
I'll show you where it isn't.
Is it lot lines?
There's a traffic plan.
Traffic plan.
Yep.
All right.
That's the one that shows up on all those little mini exams. So a site plan is really a page of your drawing, your plans. That's the number 1 page. A plot plan is really something that the city has for showing setbacks. It's really more of the zoning board, but you have to include it sometimes. So there is a difference. And
because on the permit they ask you what's the setbacks.
yeah,
Depending on what you're pulling.
So let me pull it open here, where site plan and plot plan is. What was it, 105 point what?
107.2.
So I can get up to it quickly. And I'll read through it to make sure we got the difference there. There's the, see again, if you just use what I've copied down, you would find things, it's always hard to do. You would find these things already highlighted for you, and you can just highlight your books the same as I did. Read a little bit about it, and then that'll be your guide. So 107 again.
107.2.
Point 2, okay. There it is. Okay, the size, the constructed with the accompanied with the site plan. The site plan, if you just see right there where it says in the second sentence, showing the size and location of new construction and existing structures on the site and distances from lot lines. That's how the question really reads on the exam. Which plan shows you distances from lot lines? And you would use the site plan to answer that one. So site plan, highlight the rest, like I did. If I do this, I just go like this, get it all set for you already. Site plan shows distances from lot lines. That's the key words right there. You don't want to have to look through all this on the exam. In the case of demolition, the site plan and construction of the site plan, the building official, and that doesn't say about the plot plan, but let's keep that. That's how the answer is, the site plan. Okay, so what's the next one we have coming up, the next section?
Inspections.
Inspections.
213.
Okay, so go to 213 and I'll look at what comes up on the exam for the inspections. And if you didn't have time to write it down, I'll be sending you this document so you can copy it too. You can get the the words. I know there's a lot with spelling there and everything. But so the inspections on 213. Let's take a look. What is it? What do you see there that jumps out to you? Anything there that might be? I'll tell you what. When you look in these things, look for numbers. Mm-hmm. Because the questions on the exam are usually a lot of times about numbers. So let's see. What do we got? What is the section for the inspections?
110.1.
110.1. Anything there that's sticks out to you? There it is. Under that little bit, 110.3, you want to highlight that. 1 business day notice prior. That's when you're supposed to tell the building official, hey, I want an inspection. You tell them a day beforehand. Not same day. That's what they're trying to say.
No day after.
Huh?
No day after.
Day after works too. You're going to find that this is the one that the inspectors never follow through. And it says how long, the question on the exam will say, how long does the inspector have to come out and make the inspection? I'll put it that way. Did you get that? Does it ring a bell?
Didn't get that.
Tell me when they ring a bell. And it says, see, the inspector should come out and inspect within 2 business days. By the rules. It never happens.
Sometimes it was like a week.
Yeah, I know, huh? But that's,
One business day notice,
Especially Watertown, since they do 2 cities,
Yeah. You do Watertown. Like,
Watertown and Belmont.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the same inspectors.
so let's go back to the, you got to highlight it now, you know, within 2 business days, he's supposed to do an inspection, you have to give him 24 hours advance notice. What's the next section on there?
Certificate of Occupancy, COO 214.
Oh, COO. What's a COO?
No ideas.
Yeah, Chief Operating Officer.
Certificate of Occupancy. So go there. What page again, Renato?
214, section 111.
Somebody's at the door. Yep. 213.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, Nate, how you doing?
Hello.
It's all right. It's okay. We're doing a review mostly, so then I'm going to get into the IBC book. So, what about what's significant? Here's what they're going to ask you in the exam. What needs to be written on a CO, Certificate of Occupancy? You know all these, Renato? This is probably boring for you, right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's always good to hear again.
Yeah, I thought we had gone over it. I just wanted to make sure we're not missing anything. So what section is Certificate of Occupancy?
You want the
One
list? You want the list?
No, I'll pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, it's 214, section 111.
Section 111. I got no page, my page numbers are off on this, so
What is
that's
it,
why.
218 was?
No, my page numbers, there are no page numbers on this one. This is the one the state gives you. 111.
Yeah, but you can make a search F3 and just put the section number.
Yeah, I didn't want to do a search, I know that, but, yeah. See, what I want to do is I want to highlight all of these.
Yeah.
Because what they'll do is they'll ask you a question. You remember the question they're going to ask you then? I don't know.
Yeah, what should
page we are?
include on the certificate of it?
What page is it?
What must be written on a certificate of occupancy? The page is 215 for this.
And you're going to see this list.
Yeah, the list is on section 111.2.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember which one they asked you for out of the list? On the the typical one on the exam question. But they could use, I tell you those exam questions, when they redo them, they go to the same section. They leave the question the same. They do half work. They just pick a different one out of here. So they're going to show you, they're going to say they're going to say A, B, C, only one of them. Say which one of the following needs to be on the Certificate of Occupancy. And the one that they use right now is this, number 7. The addition of the code under which the permit was issued. What does that mean anyway? Huh?
I don't really know.
No, I know. That's what we gotta remember, it's written on the front page of your book, your yellow book there. So what edition are we under?
CM 780.
780.
Yeah, that's the,
9th edition.
that's what this is all we call, there it is, it says 9th edition. So that answer, if it goes deeper, you'd have to know we're in the 9th edition. It's something nobody ever thinks about. You know, but when you're doing it that down at the city, you gotta write the edition of the code, the 9th ed. So we're in 9th ed, that's to memorize. And we know that the common question on the exam will be, the answer will be the edition of the code under which the permit was issued. So copy them all, that's why that section is under Certificate of Occupancy. And we're getting near the end here, so this has been a little boring, but it's important to have that list on your front page. What was the next one?
Appeals.
Appeals. And is there any more after that?
Violations. We got about 5.
Okay, so let's do this quick then, because I want to get on to other things. Appeals,
215.
215. Next one,
The violations.
violations.
216.
I'll probably go to that one. 216. Did you have that in your book, Nate? When we did this in class, did you ever write this list down?
Of what things you can appeal for?
Well, no. What it is, we're doing on the first page of that yellow page of the book. We're making for the Mass Code book, the Mass Amendments for residential.
I don't have that. You making a index or whatever?
Yeah, because it doesn't have one.
I don't have it.
All right, I'll be sending it out later after class when we're
You
done.
can take a picture of one page.
You could. You won't get the whole page. You could take a picture.
Where it says CEO Certificate of Occupancy, it's page 215.
Oh, 215? So I get for listening to my friend. Nah, maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe I printed it wrong. Violations, what's the next one?
Stop work.
Stop work order. And that's 217 you guys said?
Stop work 217.
Okay. Next one, or maybe one or two more.
Unsafe structures.
Unsafe structures.
217 as well.
Anything else after that?
Definitions.
See the one I told you about, if the inspector came on the job site and asked, could he tell me verbally? I'll let you look that up in a minute. Can he tell me just by telling me stop work? Is that allowable? And what does he have to do after? But let's do this. Unsafe structure. And what page again?
218.
218. And the last one probably?
Oh no, I mean unsafe structures 217, sorry.
Okay, what do you got for the
Definitions 218.
definitions? Okay. That's already chapter 2. Alright. So we'll leave it at that and we'll do more of that. That makes your book, now you can look things up just by the words that are in a question. 218, alright. Do we have it all copied down?
Yep.
Now I'll go to the top. Then Nate, you can write these. This is what we do. We start at the top. We're breaking down chapter 1. This is only a breakdown of chapter 1. Yeah, that's the one that's the most important to have, because most of those words that you find there will be the key words. So what about the stop work order does it say? Yeah, that way you can get this going. Tell me when to move it down. What does it tell you about the stop work order? How can the stop work order be given to you? So now you use it, you go right to that page. Yeah.
217.
217 is the page.
Yeah, section 115.
Okay.
building official found any work related by they performed in made it 80 for the collision of burn.
No, he has to issue stop work order, right? He can.
Yeah.
He couldn't just say, or he can.
Well, it tells you right there.
Yeah, he says he
That's
has to issue.
Shall be issued in writing within 2 days.
He has to give it to you. There's one rule. He has to give you, even if he tells you stop right now, he has to go back to his office and write it up within 2 days and give it to you in writing. But he can tell you doesn't it say verbally? He can tell you
Yes,
immediately.
a stop work order may be verbal. Yeah.
Maybe verbal. That was never in the code. There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They do it, they tell you.
Yeah, they always did. That's why they had to put it in the code, because people complained that, hey, it doesn't say that he could tell me verbally. He's supposed to they just had the part about writing it up, and it has to be in writing. So now it's changed. He could tell you stop, like he always did, and then he has 2 days to give it to you in writing. That way you can fix you know what he's talking about, what you did wrong. You want to have it, it's got to be in writing by their rule. So there's the 2 rules on that. Like I said, I'll get this page out to you with the.
Basically, it's 48 hours.
Huh? Yeah. You need that? Is that okay? Here's what we're doing now.
Cite
Okay.
it says you shall cite the time and date of the verbal order,
Yeah, that
so
too.
you know when the 48 hours started.
Yeah, it's all official, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All accountability. But now if you see on your exam it says something asking you about work order, you know right where to go. Boom. You know, yeah, at least you can look for it in that page, and you know a little bit about it because we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, does everybody have the IBC book today with them? That was our review there of the, we're getting better with it for chapter 1 thing, so we don't forget it.
IBC book.
IBC, the new book.
Sexy gun. Keep everything in front. No books.
Yeah, you want to take a break and go to the bathroom or anything? I'll stop this in a
Everybody
minute.
know where the bathroom is?
Yep.
Yeah, it's right here. Wherever you stand. For men, it's easy, wherever you stand. Okay, we did safety last week. We did a lot of OSHA. Then I sent you out a bunch of things. Yeah. We looked at all those guys that are doing the crazy stuff on OSHA. I want to wait for him to come back. Try to show. Oh, am I connected to the internet? Yes, I am.
What happened with Miguel?
Yeah,
Soldan, he quit.
I think he having a little problems on the job site, and that's what he's taking care of right now.
Yo hablé con él hace 8 días y dice que no iba a poder, pero hoy ya no le llamé.
Passive House explained in 90 seconds. Does your house have a heater in the basement or maybe a fireplace? Probably also a central air conditioner or maybe a window unit. Did you ever wonder if it was necessary? In 1991, a physicist in Austria, Dr. Feist, built the first passive house. Here's what he did. 1. Proper insulation. It's just like wearing the right winter jacket, it also doesn't need a heater. 2. No air leakages. There should be no holes, small or large, to let hot air out of the house. 3. No thermal bridges. A thermal bridge is like a road for heating energy in which warmth can travel right through your walls. As a matter of fact, most of our houses have thermal highways in our walls where heat can easily travel to the outside. Plus, the house needs proper windows most of the time with triple pane glass. It needs to be oriented properly so the sun can heat it in the winter and shade is provided in the summer. and it uses an HRV, a device that provides the inside with fresh air without letting the heat out. Add all these things up, and it turns out your house doesn't need a heater or air conditioner. So where does the heat come from? A passive house needs 90% less energy, and that can easily be supplied by your body heat, the sun, your appliances, light bulbs, and even your TV. This saves you a lot of money on your heating bill and helps preserve the environment. Did we make it in 90 seconds? You bet we did. Passive house
So the reason I showed that is because I'm going to go just back to that yellow code book just to show you this whole idea of passive house is now in the book. Going to the, you don't have to look this up, but we'll look it up for the future. It has to do with the energy, right? So this is what he was talking about, doing a search. I do it the old way. If you have that function, the good thing about the code book is you can do that I give you, the PDF, you can do searches. So there's passive. If I just want to see, is it really in the code book? Is it really there, what they were just talking about, this really super insulated home? Do a little search. The search boxes aren't the best, but they're okay. And there it is. In our code book, it's this section called N in your mask. This is what fixes the IECC, but there's passive house. There's an idea, just a quick thing. So now let's go. What we want to look at is the chapter 30. Go to chapter 33 of the IBC, because you have an add-on to your. Yeah, you have an add-on to your safety stuff, and this is a chapter on site safety. Chapter 33.
Page 591.
What pages?
Yeah, 591.
Chapter 30.
Did you say 30 or 33?
33.
Yeah, 591.
Because it should say safeguards under construction. Oh, it's not. You got the 2015. That's why.
Yeah.
His pages are different.
Oh,
I got you guys
too.
the new book for 2018.
Oh,
So
okay.
just look for chapter 33. That's why.
You guys are ahead of the game.